Hey, my name is Yana Safay. How you doing? Now, I just turned to Wendy Williams for like 3 seconds. Okay, this is how to have the best concert experience. Now, all those videos you used to watch in the past, I used to watch them too, and they all say the same thing. How's that going on? It's really not going to. This one will, because this one talks about companies and how they work, how to have the best concert experience, and how to meet your fave. Want to meet your fave? Now, let's go ahead and tap in. Now, as soon as your fave comes out with an album, save your bread. Even if it's just a rumor, some artists promote their album by going on tour, and some do not.
I love to tour.
That's cool. At least you'll have bread if they don't, and if they do, you'll be going to the tour. Now, let's just say, hypothetically, you ain't got no loot, there's no bread on the table. That's cool. You'll work for it. Alright, now StubHub and SeatGeek and Twitter is not your friend. They're not your bestie. They're like an acquaintance that I'm gonna put a lot of emphasis on the sometimes, that sometimes know you.
I'm a cool mom. Right, Regina?
Please stop talking.
Okay. I'm gonna make...
Now, I did throw a little shade to them, but I did get really good Harry Styles tickets from StubHub back in like 2018 and Front Row from Twitter. But I have got scammed, and loads of other people have got scammed from it, and I was sick, like sick. You know, the apps that you want on your phone is Ticketmaster, sadly, Live Nation. They're pretty much the same thing, same company, but you're still gonna want both of them, and you're also gonna want Dice. Alright, now you're probably like, girl, what's Dice? I got you. Dice is for more fan events. Yes, they do concerts. They also do VIP. And they do meet and greets and fan listening parties. Now, for the fan listening parties, so sometimes artists show up. It depends on the artist. And pretty much what it is, as soon as the album comes out, or even like a few days before the album comes out, an artist will promote it by doing a listening party at like a secret event, which is usually just like some type of theater or like a small space where like 20 people can just listen to music. The thing is with Dice is you have to be quick. When I say you have to be quick, I mean you have to be quick, because the girlies be on it. I know they was doing a Melanie Martinez meet and greet in New York. Oh, by the way, if you want to go to like the bigger events, I definitely would say either put your location as New York or LA, like more the bigger known cities. Or you can always switch it to your actual city to see what's going on in your city or what's going on in other cities close to you. So keep that in mind. If you're wondering, well, my audio is the way it is and I'm using a microphone. It's just for the aesthetics, babe. It's just for the aesthetics. Let it be. Number 3, stalk your venue. Now, if you thought I was gonna say stalk your fave, get out. Take your chair with you. Yeah, we don't do that here. Now, what I mean by stalking your venue is, especially if you haven't been there before, what you will be looking for is where you're sitting, plan B of where you're sitting, just in case plan A gets taken. It does happen. You're also going to be looking for food places, a place to settle down and like just relax before the show, and also a place to go to the bathroom, because sometimes it's not the same place. New York, you'll be hearing from my lawyers. Now for this part, I'm just gonna walk you through it a little bit. So pretty much what you're gonna want to do, I typed in Wells Fargo. That I'm Philadelphia based, just in case you guys didn't know where that was. That's where the Wells Fargo is. Now I'm gonna click on photos, go to Street View and 360, and then I'm gonna look for an empty space. Boom, perfect. See, now were these 3 darker, 1, 2, 3, girl, But these 4 darker stairs, that is the bowl. The bowl is pretty much a couple up from Pitt or general admission. And these go from about 1 to 20, 1 to 18. It just goes up. And you can either count or just pick your seats here. That's the easy way to do it. Also, you can go to SeatGeek, which is iconic for this. And I remember when this first, they changed the game on this one. I'm telling you. So I'm gonna just pick a random show. I got Drake at 21. Where was I at? 113 and 112. Okay. So 113 and 112, I'm right here. SeatGeek will tell you exactly what row and what the stage is gonna be looking like for you, pretty much. Now, also, there's another website who also changed the game for the girlies, and it's called A View from My Seat. So let's say I'm gonna be section 103, row 1, seat 1. That's where we're sitting. An anonymous person posted this, and we're this lady with the snazzy glasses on. We're her. We're enjoying the show. They also have it in different locations, I believe. I think you can look up London. Yep, the O2. What we got? Yopsy. Not only state, but also if you live in a different country. Now, the same thing goes for different states. I also did it for Chicago. I just picked a random city and looked up Chicago, did the same thing, Street View, 360, looked inside. Let me think. Is it that move? It's not as empty. No, you can't really see anything. Hold on. John Dusty didn't let me down, bro. Okay, okay, I found this one. And this is section 119 and 120. As you can see, you can just do the same thing that I did with Wells Fargo. And also SeatGeek. I chose the Pistons and the Chicago Bulls game. Now, with this starts with the letters and then it goes into numbers. That's different. Now, for food places, I know in Philly there's a Chicken Pete's down the street. Also, the sports complex is on South Broad Street. So if you go straight, you downtown, you got all the food places, all that. And also, Xfinity Live is usually open. Now, with Xfinity Live, to go in, you have to be I think 18 or 21 to even go in. But they should have this little bar deck, John, where you can go and you can order food and drinks and whatever. So, thank God for that. Because when I was almost passed out, I just saw Ariana Grande concert once, so I was so excited to see her. I forgot to freaking eat. Now, for the Chicago Center, I really don't know what's around there. You know, I'm not from Chicago. I've never even been. Go to the map. On the map. Hey, on the map. Okay, so for the United Center, you click on restaurants. We can see what y'all got. Alright, see, I got a Brazilian place, a Mexican cuisine, a Korean joint. Y'all got it all. And this is all in walking distance. Now, all that was just for a place to sit, a place to eat, or a place to just chill out until the concert begins. Check. And for trading, let's say you got a ticket that you're not really happy with, or you're ended up going with someone that's going on a different day. It's okay to trade or to buy your ticket on Twitter. I know it sounds sketchy, but this was my view for Love on Tour. Come on now. I traded with someone on Twitter for that. Okay, the thing I forgot to mention was with ticket finding. Ooh, girl. With ticket finding, you can also go to Twitter, and the way the Twitter algorithm works for finding things is it uses keywords. So words like tickets, selling, or trading could work for you. You can also type in the artist name. For example, like Beyonce. You could type Beyonce, Philadelphia, and then the day that she's coming, along with like either trading, selling, or something like that, you know what I mean? Or you could type in Renaissance Tour, Philadelphia, or Philly. Same thing for Chicago, Illinois, New Jersey, Maryland, LA, Nevada. This works for every single state. Now here's a way how to not get scammed and get sick like me, because I was so sorry. Here's how to avoid being scammed. Pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to ask for a screenshot. A screen recording. Now in this screen recording, make sure it's clear. Even if you have a Samsung or Android, depending on like where you send in the video, it might be like a little bit distorted, but it shouldn't be too bad. If it is, that's a red flag, which means it was recorded like multiple times and it just looked crazy with all these tabs and all this stuff around it. Don't do it. It's not for you. Just ignore them, block them, tweet out or whatever. Say that this person is a scammer, because that's not it. Also, make sure when they're screen recording that it's in the first 5 minutes of you two chatting about screen recording. So the last text should be about a screen record. Also, have them take a screenshot within the video, just for proof of life, for proof that they're actually there and that it's not some random person. Now this is optional, but it's very popular, and I can definitely see why. Now this option is to FaceTime. I like this option because it feels a lot more safe. You're kind of just introducing yourself, saying hi, how long have you been a fan, da da da, all that kiki. So what you're gonna do is, now that FaceTime has this feature where you can look at each other's screens, that's what you're gonna do. So I would show her my screen and send her the ticket, and then she's also going to do vice versa for me as well. That's pretty much how that whole thing works. I hope I explained it right. Yeah, screen record, screenshot. Make sure you're texting back and forth, and make sure the texts are consistent and that they're not just leaving you hanging there for like 100 years. That's a red flag. And if they don't want to FaceTime or call, that's also a red flag. No one really cares how you look. They just want their ticket. Number 5. Did I say number 4? But the last one was number 4. Number 5. Let's say you don't have a ticket yet. Now, what you can do is you can always check and see if your box office has tickets. Some, I don't know whether they buy them or they just collect them and, wait till people come to the box office to buy them. But Wells Fargo usually has their own tickets. Some arenas do this, some do not. You can, like I said, you can always call, you can check. But I know the MSG, which is the Madison Square Garden in New York, just in case some of you didn't know that, they do not do that. They usually just go, they follow by what Ticketmaster does. Which, by the way, sis, is not very helpful. Again, in New York, you'll be hearing from my lawyers. But something you could also do is get up early and head to the box office the day of the show and just check, because it never hurts to check. I did that. This is my view. Now, it's going to be closed, but you're going to be one of the first people there. So there's no guarantee, but like I said, it really doesn't hurt to try. Okay, here's something I super duper recommend is, if, let's say, my concert is in 2 weeks, but tonight there's a basketball game going on at the same venue. So what I'm going to do is, let's say the basketball game starts at 7:30. I'm going to call at 7 o'clock or 6:50 to the box office to see if they have any tickets for my event. This does work. They usually are there. Or if you're close to the box office, like I said before, you can just ride up there real quick and see what's up. Another thing I would say is, do not get discouraged. Ticketmaster does not always put out all the tickets. They usually put out about 1/4 of the tickets. So before the tickets go on sale or anything like that, I would definitely make sure you're in the fan club. A lot of the fan clubs are just your favorite website mailing list. That is very helpful. They usually get first pick if it's not like a credit card company, but we'll get into that in a second. If it's not the credit card thing, pre-sale. If it's not the fan club, pre-sale. The Spotify, pre-sale. Make sure you follow your faves on Spotify as well. Like I said, get Live Nation, because they be having their own little pre-sales. And all those come before the general public sale. I'm really giving you girls all the tea. Like, you better sign for it all. Yeah, also, excuse me. But I would definitely recommend radio stations and stuff like that. And just make sure you sign up for all like the fan stuff. So radio stations, the mailing list, Spotify, and Live Nation. Is that all of them? I think so. That's the ones I can think of for right now. Also, something I definitely forgot to mention was Ticketmaster tends to drop tickets randomly. So randomly before like the show that goes on the set, like actually the show comes up, it'll like randomly sprinkle tickets out. The leftovers. Ticketmaster, fight me! Like, why do they do this? So you go through stress for nothing when the ticket was right there. But, I mean, that's like playing Russian roulette. Honestly, you never know what tickets are gonna actually pop up for you during that that random sprinkle of tickets. It could be in the middle of the night. It could be like the first thing in the morning, the last thing at night. It's very random. Girl, make friends while you're in line. Cannot stress that enough. I know it is super freaking cliche. I know. But it really does help. Like, if you're at barricade or you're in line or whatever, and you gotta go to the bathroom real quick. First of all, everybody and their grandma be in a girl's bathroom, so you gotta use the boys' bathroom. You're gonna get weird looks from the staff. I've had a quarter for every time I got a weird look from one of the workers for coming out of the men's room. I'd have 3 quarters, which is not a lot, but it's weird that it happened 3 times. Number 6, the venues. Okay, now for the venues, actually, girl, let me say venues one more fucking time. Venues work with different companies, such as the Wells Fargo Center and SeatGeek partnering together for something. That's pretty huge. You'd be able to definitely get like a legit ticket if those two are partnering together. Now I know smaller venues work with Live Nation a lot more, so you better get Live Nation. Live Nation gives out a lot of codes for a lot of different concerts. I get emails from them all the freaking time. So I definitely recommend if you're an avid concert goer. Is that how you say it? Is that how you would say it? Whatever. So when it comes to partnerships with companies and concerts, credit card companies are the way to go. I wish they all do what Drake did and just do Cash App, because that was a very smart business deal, especially with this generation. They're more likely to have Cash App than the actual credit card. That's how it is for a lot of these younger ones that's going to concerts. Now, with the credit cards, you'll be able to call your credit card provider and have access to tickets if you miss the credit card pre-sale window. So AMX, for example. So AMX is going to have their pre-sale, then you're going to have the fan pre-sale, Live Nation pre-sales, Spotify pre-sales, and they have all these pre-sales before the general public sale. So if you have either one of these or a few of these, you're good to go. They also work for fan events as well. So if you're famous on a TV show, then have fun. You'll get a wristband if you decide to go. And that's if it's being sponsored by the credit card company. Jesus. English is hard. Seats. What are the actual best seats in the house? To be honest, all of them. But you're not trying to hear that right now, and I get it. Personally, like, when I say personally, I mean personally, the best seats in the house for me are either pit or the hierarchy lower bowl. I cannot stress this enough. Lower bowl is the way to go, especially with a 360 stage, which a lot of artists are doing nowadays, because it's way better. It's a more better fan experience. You can do pit, but for certain artists, let's say the artist has more of a younger crowd of followers, take your behind to the seats. You do not want to be in that pit. Now, if you have 2 or more people with you, so like a group of 2 or a group of 4, the back of the pit would be perfect. You will have the most fun in the back of the pit. I promise you. Oh my god, it looks so fun. If you're by yourself, go to barricade. Just go to barricade. If you're like by yourself, that's the best place for you. Don't get lost in a crowd, because when you're at barricade, you're being watched not only by the guards but by the adults around you and the artists as well. They can see everybody in the front row. So if something's going on or you're not comfortable or something, you can always tell them, the people that's working there. Club seats is fine, a little expensive, but if you don't mind being in a room with like 20 or more people, you're good to go. Or you can just rent out the whole thing for you and whoever's with you. You can always do that. Upper level or nosebleeds, that's cool too. I would never do it again because it terrified me. It's so steep. Like, girl, come on now. It's so steep. It is so scary. I remember seeing the Dangerous Woman tour, and when Little Mix was on, I was so scared to get up. But like Little Mix is on, I'm getting up either way. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't want to miss Jade or Perry doing a little dance on everything. It was Little Mix. I love Little Mix. By the end of their set, I was cool. By the time Ariana Grande came up, I wasn't even worried about it no more. But at the same time, I was still scared to fall. So my advice would be, you don't eat or drink too much before you go up to your seat if you're in the nosebleeds. But those are still good seats, especially if it's something like the Wells Fargo Center. Every seat is a good seat because it's kind of small. I think it holds about 20,000 people, which I know is a lot of people, but at the same time, every view is pretty good in my opinion, unless those freaking lights flash in your face no matter where you stand. Another thing that we'll be hearing from my lawyers is lights. I don't know. Every time. Camping. I cannot stress this enough. If you are going to camp, make sure you have a hotel room to wash up. In the pit of Love on Tour of last year was the most embarrassing and disgusting thing that has ever happened. What the hell? Why? Why did you choose to camp and you did not have a hotel room or to wash? Or there was a legit deodorant meme on Twitter. Like a Love on Tour branded deodorant. There was already so much going on in that pit every single night, and the fact that people that decided to camp and did not wash up or did not ask for other people's I mean, we're all in the same fandom. I know who you're comfortable with and who you're not comfortable with. It's fine, but if you need to wash up or go to the bathroom or do something, you can always ask the people who you're camping with if they have one, a hotel room or something that you can use. But child, don't be camping if you don't have a hotel room. It's not it. It's really not it. I'm getting a little silly. It's a bit late, so I'm tired. So I'm sorry if I start just bursting into giggles randomly. Okay, so meeting your faves. This is number 10? 10? Is it 10? I think it's 10. Anyway, meeting your faves. Promotion season is the best season to meet your faves because they're already going out, doing a bunch of stuff. Do not stalk them. If they're eating at a diner in your area, do not walk up to them while they're chewing. They do not like that. Don't scream in their faces, obviously. It's just rude. Don't stick the phone in their faces. Again, just rude. Unless they tell you to, like, pull your phones out. To, like, make... If it's a lot of people, it makes the process go a lot faster. Yeah, so if they're pictured on a TV show or they're doing, like, a photo shoot, New York and LA are the legit best areas. Radio stations, again, sometimes they might pitch in at a radio station and go there and not, like, be on, like, the phone or anything. So your local radio station is always great for that. So look out for those. So I would definitely like sign up for the emails and stuff like that. A lot of times it'll be annoying, but who knows? You might meet your fave by doing it. Yeah, I met Louis Tomlinson twice from promotion season, or at a con, or you can like meet your fave at a concert. Yeah, that definitely works. But that's my advice for that. If you don't know where to start, do update accounts, follow update accounts. Pretty much follow update and HQ accounts. So your, let's say Harry Styles, for example. So it'll be HSHQ. They don't have a really good rep, but just do update accounts. Promotion season, they know everything. Last but not least, the don'ts. When I mean do not do these things, I mean do not do them. You'll be wasting your life doing these things. Now, for the don'ts, my first don't is don't try to finesse your way or sneak your way into a concert or into the pit. That does not work anymore. You can't do it anymore. Not in the way that you used to, or you used to be able to. Nowadays they're kind of like locking down on the girlies for this, because the girlies used to post their YouTube videos of I snuck into the pit, or I snuck into the concert, or oh my god, front row for Justin Bieber, guess how I did it type stuff, you know what I mean? I used to watch those videos, they were so interesting. Now here's why you can't do it anymore, is because nowadays for the wristband situation, you know, if you don't know what I'm talking about, the wristband situation is where you'll be able to be seated at your regular seat. Let's say I'm lower level and I'm kind of seeing what kind of the wristbands are, or what kind of the wristbands the girls in the pit have. Let's say it's purple, or I got wristbands stuffed in my bra. So me and my friends run it to the bathroom, change our ticket on our phone, just edit it with a simple editor such as PixArt, or that either Adobe, I think they have one, or used to have one, and there was like another one everybody used to use. And pretty much they would do is they would change the ticket and then put on that purple wristband they saw the girls wearing in pit. So then they would just run. So you run down there and you act. The key is to act like you belong. So that's for that one. For sneaking in, there's a lot of different methods to sneak into a concert, or sneak into a different section of a concert to get lower. Like I said, the ticketing, editing thing. Nowadays, I think they scan it like more than they would used to, because I went to Billie Eilish last year, and the lady looked at my ticket like 3 times. I was going for 2 minutes. I was like, girl, and I asked her too, because I had a feeling, cause they were like really locking down on these hoes. And I was like, it's just sneaking around with the different seats thing. She was like, I already knew. We just talked about it for a second. And that's because a lot of people used to do it quite a lot. Like, as soon as the lights come down after the opening act, that's when you go in, you edit it, and then you move your seat. I'm not telling you how to do this. Okay, anyway, moving on. No, I did not used to do this, if that's what you're thinking. Or sneak into concerts. Don't film the whole thing. You're gonna ruin the experiences by filming the whole thing. I'm gonna tell you a secret. Artists love when they can see you enjoying the show. They're an entertainer. They eat that shit up. Like, they can't stand it when this is what they say. They cannot stand that shit. But when I tell you they eat that up, when they can see you enjoying it with, like, either by yourself or with your friends, or you videotaping yourself, like, they leave no crumbs and they ask for seconds. They love it. Like, that just attracts them. So either record your favorite song, so have the set list on your phone, and then so you know when your favorite song is coming up, and then you can either record the entire thing of your favorite song, or record a part of your favorite song, such as like the second verse or something. or you can get a seating chart, or if someone in like the fandom has done a seating chart such as this one, do not go for bragging rights. Do not go just to get the best video. So many people had done this at concerts last year. Billie Eilish, Harry Styles, Louis Tomlinson. Just don't do it. You're not gonna enjoy yourself. You're just in the way at this point. Like, someone who would love to be in your place couldn't afford to be there, and you're just taking it for granted. Don't get into a fight. You're gonna waste your bread going to that show just because you got in a fight. Last, do not drop a stack on the concert. I cannot stress this enough. If it is more than $400, first of all, if it's more than $200, don't go. It's not worth it unless you're traveling, because obviously, you know, you're traveling, it's going to cost more because food, hotel, and all that other stuff. That's reasonable. But if one ticket costs $3,400, $800, why are you going? That is rent. That is bill money. Like, you're going to be sitting here in the dark, soggy. But you went to the concert, though. So I hope this helped you. And hope you have fun at your show. Bye.